This Friday the 13th, one of the bright lights in Winnipeg's art scene will reopen its doors for the first time in a long while. The Cinematheque Theatre on the corner of Bannatyne and Arthur in the Exchange District will be opening its doors to the public and resume its showing of first-rate independent films. Joining me here over Zoom to tell us about the reopening is Olivia Norquay, the program coordinator at Cinematheque, and David Knipe, the interim director of Cinematheque. David and Olivia, nice to have you here.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Hey, Chris.
Okay, so some big news. Cinematheque is finally reopening. How long has Cinematheque been closed because of COVID?
I mean, it feels like years, but realistically, it's been, we reopened briefly last August, almost a year to the date. And we're open for a short period up until about Halloween, I think was our last day when we had to cut things off again. So it's been near a year.
Holy moly, that's crazy. So how does it feel to be showing movies again at Cinematheque?
So good.
Yeah,
so
feels
good.
Great.
Yeah.
Obviously with a heavy heart, it's very difficult to do so without Dave Barber, our longtime senior programmer. It's going to be strange going back to the theater and not having him there opening night, but we're going to feel his presence and we're going to do it for him. So it'll feel good. Absolutely.
So the theater is going to be open. What kind of restrictions is Cinematheque going to be putting in place in regards to COVID? What things are you going to do to make sure that the audience is safe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, paramount for us, the safety of our audience and our staff is of the utmost importance. So we're going to continue to keep in place mandatory masks in the art space building until you get to your seat. You have to keep your mask on. Once you're in your seat, you're free to enjoy concessions. And once you're leaving after the film, mask back on. And if anybody wants to come to a show at Cinematheque, they do have to show proof of full immunization with their QR code or Vax passport.
Mm-hmm. And I was reading in the information you sent me that between screenings, the theater is going to be thoroughly cleaned as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we're continuing from when we were briefly reopened last year that we found worked really well and was a great way to put people's minds at ease and make them feel comfortable and safe coming back to the theater. You might say it's overkill, but it makes everyone feel really good about coming back to the theater and knowing that they're coming to a clean, safe environment.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great. Okay, so I was checking out the trailers, David, of the films that you sent me in regards to what's showing on Friday night, and I want to just talk about them. Olivia, can you tell us about the first one, Gunda? Is it Gunda or Gunda?
I think Gunda.
Do you want to talk? I feel like you're more
sure
a bit more about
it. So Friday we have a couple films that are pig themed or directly pig related. So I'm kind of casually calling it the pig out double feature. And as you say, Gunda is the first one at 7, and it's a black and white documentary about a pig farm in Norway, and it's an incredible kind of very compassionate look at the lives of these farm animals who eventually are headed off to the slaughter. So if there was ever a greater plea for vegetarianism and, eating less meat and certainly pork, this is it. But it's just an absolutely sonically and auditorily beautiful film.
Yeah, and in the trailer, is the entire film shot in black and white like it is in the trailer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
And one of the things that I noticed is that it's not only about the pigs, but there's also like these sort of sub characters as well, right? There's like the one-legged chicken, and then there's the cows in the field. So from what I can gather, there's no actual talking. It's just the interaction between the animals in the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
The dialogue for them is the snorts and the snuffles and the squeaks and the squawks. That's their language, and we're really immersed in just living the world through their eyes, and it's a really incredibly beautiful ecosystem, as you say, full of quirky characters, pulled right out from fiction. It seems like if Babe were remade today as a documentary, this would be it.
Yeah, it looks like a great film. And then, yes, staying on the topic of pigs, the second movie that's being shown on Friday night is simply titled Pig. Who wants to talk about that, Olivia or David?
David can.
I feel like I program both of these ones, so I have to
Okay.
take the brunt of it here. Continue on with the pig theme. What better way to really pig out on a first night back at cinema than by watching some crazy Nicolas Cage? And if anybody's been following Nicolas's career over the last several decades, they know what they're in for, to a certain degree. It's a very weird and strange film, but it's also very touching, very warm-hearted and sad in some respects. It's about Nicolas Cage, who is a truffle hunter, and he has his prized truffle hunting pig kidnapped away from him. So he goes on a quest back to Portland, kind of reopening some old wounds, and going back to a life that he thought he left behind to rescue his famed pig.
So, yeah, from what I can gather from the trailer, he's a bit of a chef as well. Is that part of the film? Am I right in that? Or
yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but
and what time is Pig showing at?
Pig is going to be at 9.
Okay.
7 for Gunda, 9 for Pig. And then we have a bit of a midnight screening. Very excited. And Olivia can talk about that.
Yeah, so at 11:30 on Friday, we're going to be screening Wes Craven's Scream, which I'm so excited about. It's one of my favorite movies. And my first film that I've programmed for in-person screening. So yeah, I'm very excited.
And it's sort of perfect for Friday the 13th, right?
Yes, yeah, I wanted that spooky energy for Friday the 13th.
And it's also the 25th anniversary of the film.
Yeah. So it's coming up as the 25th anniversary of the film.
That's the one starring Drew Barrymore. Am I right in that? Is that the one?
Kind of, yeah. Drew Barrymore and Nev Campbell.
It sounds great. This has just been excellent. Olivia and David, it's been so great to chat with you. The films sound amazing. If people want to find out more details about scheduling that's going on at Cinematheque and where they can get tickets for this Friday's shows, where can they go?
They can go to winnipegcinematheque.com for any info on the films that are playing, the show times and tickets. And maybe if I can just give another plug before we here. On Saturday, we're going to be starting the first installment of an ongoing regular series we're going to be holding called Dave's Faves in honor of Dave Barber. So we're going to be showing selections of his favorite films from now until when we run out of them. So if you're out there and you had a conversation with Dave about one of his favorite films, shoot us a line, let us know. We're looking for suggestions. We've got a good running list here, and we're going to start on Saturday with 3 films by the documentarian Les Blanc, who is one of Dave's favorites.
And is this going to be an ongoing Saturday thing?
It's going to be scattered throughout the calendar, but we're going to be showing each program probably about 4 times indefinitely, just going forward on a rotating basis.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, David, the last time you and I chatted, I was saying how Cinematheque was sort of my mecca in my late 20s and 30s. I'm so looking forward to getting back. It's really super exciting that you guys are going to be open again on Friday. Thanks so much for chatting with me today. This has just been great.
Thanks a lot. And we can't wait to see you at the theater.
Absolutely. You can count on it.